Kim Jisoo. When I first saw her hands, this is what I wrote down. She knows what she wants, very talented, very talented hands, likes to control things, but she should be more flexible. She has psychic ability and is a sensitive. Now, when you've got fingers like this, it shows success. It shows success that you have a certain amount of success in so many different fields. But the only thing else that shows me anything here is a line of heart, which is lovely, a line of head, which is lovely, a line that comes across here at the age of about 40. She goes into something completely different with a way of thinking, a way of being, and this line of life, which is very, very strong. Now, with fingers like this, everybody that has these fingers are very sensitive in so many different ways. It can be self-destructive if you take yourself too seriously, but it also could be very, very good for you if you're clever and you know what you're doing. She has a strong thumb here, which is somewhat stubborn in a way, so she does need to be warned about the flexibility. And it also, she has willpower that is very strong. The amount of Venus here, which is her passion for the work that she does, for sex, for all the things that she thinks about, is very strong. But there's a lower Mars here, which shows that she could have a temper, or she could be aggressive, or she could tell you off all the time, wanting her own way, because she thinks she knows better. But all in all, there's a lot of clarity in this woman, very clear. I like this bit down here. This comes out of the finger of Mercury. Finger of Mercury is a thinker. It's also connected to spirit, coming out of the upper Mars into the Luna, into the Neptune, into the Pisces, which shows that she also could have a certain amount of psychic ability also. Good finger of self, second finger of the middle finger of Saturn is fate, and that's linked to the heart, so she should have a lot of heart-loving things. It's faithful, is going to connect. Finger of Apollo tells me that she's lived a lot of lifetimes, and it shows here the finger of Mercury that she's very, very bright indeed. BLACKPINK, Jenny. Wow, Jenny has a cosmic connection without a doubt. But she likes to be in charge, her feet are on the ground. And she should be, because she's very bright. She's got the very first finger of Jupiter, which is strong. She's got a Mercury finger, which is strong, which is the mind. She's got the Apollo finger, which is strong, which has to do with talents and skills and everything. It also has to do with creativity, being artistic, talented, helpful with people, loving, being very loving and idealistic. And the Lion of Heart shows me that she has an awful lot of love within her. She should be open to change and mindset, because she's going into an age now where she sees it all somewhat differently when the show is over. And she should wear light shades of green, or any shade of green. It will be good for her. I see she has green around the edge here, but she should have other shades of green, because it will open her up into an earthly feeling. In fact, she may even like to do gardening of some kind, or plants, or bushes, or whatever, to tend them as a relaxation, as a karma, as a finding peace with Mother Earth and all that, because she certainly has a very, very strong spiritual nature coming down here, coming out of Luna, coming into Neptune, coming into the Pisces, all the way down here. She may have a certain amount of psychic ability or intuitiveness, which is very, very strong. A lot of power also coming from Venus, which will add to that. She will sense things, feel things, know things, and she'll put that into practice. But people should listen to her, because she's going to make a lot of common sense. Lovely thumb, gracious thumb, with willpower and a lot of logic. Nice lady. I think she's going to be doing all right. BLACKPINK Rosé. Well, she has a destiny without a doubt, and that is a freedom to open herself up. The thumb tells me that she's pretty stuck in with who she is and what she is and where she's coming from. But this has to change in somewhat. She has to be a free spirit. It has to work through her. And I think show business is the place, because there are so many different personalities and so many different aspects of it. So she's in the right place. Now, however, the Line of Heart tells me that she's going to get hurt a couple of times. So she's going to need to be strong. There's one here and there's another one there. And it's kind of powerful. And what it also tells me is that she should have a pet. She should have a pet where she can go home to, or where she can love and she can look after. And this is going to bring out a lot of power in her to understand what goes on in life itself. There is a colour for her which is sort of a yellowish and it's sort of a greenish. It's a growth period. Now this line of head here that comes down here also looks like it's challenging in some way, shape or form. Now the tip of the thumb tells me, okay, willpower, logic, understanding and all sorts of different ways coming out of here. But she's got to change her thinking to change her life if she's not happy with what she's doing now. If she's happy with what she's doing now, keep doing what she's doing because fate's going to kick in. This is very, very strong, this finger of Saturn, which is fate. It goes into the line of heart, which was the first real love. Then it goes into the head and comes down into the line of life. There is also a couple of other lines coming here in the early part of her life where she may have moved or changed or been uncomfortable in the way she was living or the education. It also shows here strongly in the pinky finger, which has to do with communication, self-expression, the love of mystery and self-analysis and sexual urges, and that could give us some kind of confusion in what's what, and maybe also in the line of heart connected to that. But all in all, her hand's pretty clear and she should have a bit more confidence as she go after what she wants and love doing it. BLACKPINK, Lisa. Now Lisa has a very successful hand. She has a beautiful line of heart, which means she knows about love, and this headline is very, very strong. There's some trauma and drama around the line of life. I wrote down here, she likes to be playful, she likes fun. Here on this earth plane, she's here to develop good karma, to follow the light and to understand. She has to understand that being on this earth plane is not all fun, not all happy, not all everything, and she should stay away from alcohol and drugs or anything that could be detrimental to us. But she is playful and she is fun and she can make people feel good. She can make people happy. And this line of life that comes somewhat pretty traumatic around here for a period of time shows that around the age of 30, 35, it's all going to change for her and she's going into being a more serious human being, but she's going to be doing work that will make life better for a lot of other people, including herself. She has this strong thumb, strong backbone, and she has very little, lot of willpower, very little flexibility in that willpower. She can do what she wants, when she wants, how she wants. People will like her, and other people will be jealous of her. But she's got the right kind of logic, and she's got this beautiful, square, hard-working hand.